My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review for Made for Love. I was made for loving you, baby. You were made for loving me. The Moulin Rouge cover version of that song is the absolute best, and sorry that you had to go through that. But Made for Love is a show that it first premiered on Crave here in Canada, but then it made its way over to Amazon Prime, so that's where you can watch it currently, either one of the two. But it's about this woman, Hazel, who leaves her abusive relationship with her Mark Zuckerberg like husband. And after she leaves him, she finds out that he implanted a chip into her brain where he can see and listen to everything that she's seeing and listening to. And right off the bat, this show would not work without Christian Milioti, who is one of the most underrated actresses working today. If you ask me, I think she deserved an Oscar nomination for her performance in Palm Springs last year. And in this show, she's just instantly likable. She's funny, she's charming, but she also carries the appropriate emotional weight. Billy Magnuson is also really great in this show. He has got these little mannerisms that really add to his character, and he's a completely unlikable character, but you kind of do get some of his charm, and you kind of do get why Hazel fell for him in the first place. And Wayo is in this show, and I'm glad that he's appearing in more stuff these days. He was great in The Big Sick, he was good in The Irishman, and I'm glad that he was in this show. Without spoiling it, there's definitely a weird quality to his character, and the show's perfectly self-aware of that. But I think Ray Romano brings enough here to the point where you don't judge him, you understand him, and you kind of feel bad for him. And he's really great in the show as well, and especially watching him reconnect with his daughter is really well done throughout the duration of the show. Can I just say that one of my favorite parts of this show is that it only had 25-minute long episodes. Like, you watch so many shows these days, and they're like an hour long episodes. Some shows have an hour and a half long episodes. Like, that's just ridiculous. Ain't nobody got time for that. So I was so happy that this show had only 8 25-minute long episodes. That said, I also think this movie could have easily been a really tight 2 hour long movie, and it would have been better for it. I definitely think that this was more of a movie that wasn't edited. That's the feeling I got throughout. But my favorite part of this show is in its ideas. There's two key ideas of this show, and that is definitely how the show talks about relationships and some of the power dynamics within them, how abuse can come in different forms, insecurities, controlling, and the movie also talks a lot about technology and how technology can be a good thing, but how it also prevents some people from truly connecting with people. And I think the way that the show interconnects both of those ideas of relationships and technology, the show is seamlessly about them both constantly throughout. And I really like what the show has to say. The first time that Hazel and, oh man, I can't remember her husband's name, but the first time that they meet in their first date is so perfectly written. He has no charm. He's trying to impress her, and the date's just not going well. You can tell that he doesn't really know how to connect. So then he just blows her mind with some of the best technology she's ever seen, and she's instantly won over, and she's like, oh my goodness, this is insane. Wow. And you instantly get why she fell for him, and then how the relationship never grew past that, about how he was always trying to impress her with technology and all that stuff throughout the relationship instead of truly trying to connect. It's just really well written in that regard, and I do like how if you go into it looking for those things about relationships and technology, there is a lot here to unpack. That said, the show never reached greatness for me. The show's consistently entertaining from start to finish, but it never got to the next level. It's just consistently good. But the biggest negative of this show is definitely the last episode, no doubt. The last episode was going along, and I thought it was a really great episode. But then the show does something, and I do not like what it did. In fact, I would say it actually ruined Hazel's character growth throughout the rest of the series, and it retroactively brings the rest of the show down a bit. looking back now, I just think it was the absolute worst decision they could have made. You know, we start from one point, and I don't want to spoil it, but I'll say that we end off at another point, and everything in between just feels so wasted now, and I really felt like it was a wasted opportunity. That said, I still enjoyed the show. It's funny, it's charming, the soundtrack is great, the performances are great, and I do like how it looks at relationships and technology. That stuff was when the show was at its best. It's not great, it definitely has some flaws, but for what it's worth, I still thought it was a good show. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 6.5. Okay, did you watch Made for Love? Did you love it? Were you made for loving this show? If so, let me know in the comments down below. Like, subscribe, stay tuned for some more videos. Gavin out.